Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA Basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. We are in the Windy City, Chicago, United Center to be exact, home of the Bulls. And, of course, Jose Calderon. They'll need someone to fill his role.
Kevin, I thought he was really an important player for them, undervalued and not given the credit he deserved. That's not to say the trade was a mistake, but I think they'll miss him more than you might expect.
You know, chemistry-wise, I agree with you, Clark, because he was a glue guy. You know, he's a guy that kind of held things together for them in a few areas, and so not having him around might take some getting used to.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Raptors. DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. Patsatsol goes back up. And Valanciunas with the layup.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
Bulls shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to speak with Dwayne Casey for a moment. He's been chewing over the best plan of attack against this defense with all that shot blocking inside. He said the big thing is we can't play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. Kevin, we'll see if they can turn the tables this time around and even the season series. Back to you.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of their minds, it sounds like, guys.
And I think it's going to take not just one approach, but several. I mean, they are so good at making adjustments defensively. They'll have to be ready to adjust on the fly as well.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, this is a team that will give you a lot of different looks at the defensive end, so adjusting and adapting, critically important.
And Toronto has possession after the Bulls pick up 2. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Toronto shooting their first free throws of the game. The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Valanciunas hits them both. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. On defense, Toronto, they couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Throughout the first half, even into the third quarter, they had the game totally under control. But man, they just fell apart, collapsed in the fourth quarter. They should not have lost this game.
You know, I really think that they thought the game was over. And oftentimes, as soon as you start to look ahead, you lose that momentum, and then you can't recover. And that seemed to be the case in that one.
Soft touch off the glass. Valanciunas has got 6.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Freak kicks to Anderson. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Here's Patsatsol, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And it's tied up with that one. Alexander's checked in for the Raptors. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Now, Freak in the game against Detroit, very impressive. The tray, another three for Chicago.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Freak's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Offensive rebound, Valanciunas. And a brief moment now to see who's atop the NBA in team free throws. Number 1, the Bulls.
We've talked about rebounding being a key factor in winning. Free throws and free throw percentage is another one of those key factors in winning. This team is the best in the league at making free throws, and that's one of the reasons they're successful.
Chicago making some changes. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Bogut. Portis comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Anderson. Then for the Raptors, Ennis, he's checked in for Ross. And it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. Here's Freak. It gets rebounded by Ennis.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Patsatsaliu. Second shot opportunity. And he lays it up and in. He has 6.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Oh, wow. It's a beautiful jam.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. It's deflected. They recover it. And they'll keep possession. Good. 9 points now for Valanciunas. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way. Check out Freak here. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. Tops in scoring, first in steals, and remember, the second best free throw shooter in the league by percentage. He does not miss many.
And I tell you what, his scoring abilities are almost otherworldly. I mean, no one's been able to slow him down or even come close.
Bulls have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Right wing. Six on the shot clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Rose can't hit.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Cohen, defended by Butler. Here's Patsatsuyu. Kicks to Powell. There's the dish to Ennis. Here's Cohen. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis.
The assist, James Ennis.
Got it up. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Raptors lead. And power forward Patrick Patterson getting better every season. He said that his college career at Kentucky really helped prepare him for his life as a pro.
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
Yep, Velcro valutility, I call him, the kind of guy who his teammates just love. I mean, they know he's always going to have their back, and he's always going to work hard. He's going to do what he's supposed to do and be where he's supposed to be and do it when he's supposed to do it.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
Just the way they've been able to pound that backcourt. I think that's been the difference.
Establishment of a good low post presence, a big part of the success.
Freak in at shooting guard. Aaron Baines out there with Portis. Then it's Rose, and it's Anderson in at the small forward. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pistons just played phenomenal. He finished with 45 points, and the basket seemed pretty big to him. He didn't miss a whole lot all night. Just numbers that really jump out at you in a box score.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance. He was at his absolute best in that game.
And if he can come anywhere close to another performance like that here tonight, it would be amazing.
Yeah, it really would be, because you know now the defense is going to be focused squarely on him. They're going to make sure that he doesn't beat him again.
Anderson, he's checked in for Chicago. Valanciunas, he's checked in for the Raptors. Leaps for it. Freak kicks to Anderson. Rose passes to Freak from deep three-point range, and again, no good by Chicago.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy. That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Powell dishes to Patterson. It's tipped. Here's Ross. Here's Valanciunas. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Freak. Chicago has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Anderson outside. Down low. Up off the screen. And Freak throws it down.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark.
Lavables, give him a hand. Come on, Chicago.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Powell kicks to Patterson. He feeds it to Valanciunas. Shoots from the baseline, and it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter.
Move the ball. Stick it to
Pass to Anderson. Dishes it to Freak. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Freak's got 7 now in this quarter. Toronto trailing. Powell, the pass to DeRozan. Anderson with the block. Now here's Freak. 18 points for him. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Just 5 on the clock. A 3 from Anderson. Toronto grabs the miss.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
They get the rebound.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
There's the screen. Here's Freak. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Now it's a 4-point Bulls lead. Raptors are gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Here's Powell. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Ross kicks to Powell. On the wing, DeRozan. They need this one, and that one's good.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Some changes for Chicago.
Come on, Chicago.
And we're through the first half.
Kevin, thank you.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given to the first one. Third quarter starting here now.
When you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Freak. He has 20 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point lane.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. Chicago trailing here. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Ross with the steal. Screen by Valanciunas. Pass to Patterson. 6 on the shot clock. To the paint.
That's the wall.
No good from Valanciunas.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense. Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Here's Freak. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Right side, Butler. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Freak kicks to Butler. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Raptors with the lead. Here's DeRozan. And he takes the fantastic lead pass out strong for the slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And there's the feed to Ross. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a three-point play.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Chicago making a switch here. Baines is checked in. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Freak with it. He's got 20. Out left to the wing. It's Anderson with the drive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his first personal foul,